Thanks very much.
Thank you.
No, Frank DeLeo, why don't you go with Frank next, just because I know Frank was kind enough to come in from vacation tonight. So, hey, Bishop, is there a way to turn the heat up? I'm sorry, we went from 95 to 55. I'm sorry.
Bishop, is
Yeah, it
this
is.
work?
Are you trying to?
If it worked, it would be on.
Bishop, he's trying to flush out or keep him awake anyway. Okay, Mr. DeLeo.
Hey, good evening, Mr. Supervisor and Town Board. Tonight I present to you the budget that I looked over the other day with that Bishop gave me, and I looked it over, and so far everything is fine except there was 2 changes, if possible, that could happen. The first thing that I did was for the fuel for vehicles. It was proposed for the tentative budget for $4,000 for the year, and I proposed $6,000, just in case if we have extra fuel usage, if we have a bad storm and I need gas
Just
or
to
diesel.
be clear, the budget we're working from now has $6,000, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. All right. The second thing is the field repair. For the tentative budget, it was shown as $1,000. I put $4,000 because every season we rent aerators to aerate all the lawns at Crawford, and we have to get grass seed. And if I need to rent anything or get some type of equipment, at least I have that comfortable number, just in case. I'm not going to spend that money, but if I have to, I have it. So that's the
Terrific.
Okay.
Excellent. Now this budget. Sorry, can you go back?
Okay.
Just for everybody's clear, this is basically Crawford Park, right? So this the $50,000 you see below is the loss at Rytown Park that the town picks up. The principal budget of $338,000 is for Crawford Park, and I want to congratulate Mr. DeLeo and his team.
Thank you.
Because we've taken that down effectively by half. It was as much as $650,000, $700,000 in prior years. Go ahead. So we go to the goals now. Just I should mention that the judge didn't go into goals because the goal is to provide justice and truth for all. So he didn't want to go beyond that in terms of a goal.
Yeah.
But could you just talk a little bit about what you do and your goals? Yep.
Okay, my goals for 2010, we have various goals to do. For one, the projects are paint the bathrooms and hallways and certain other areas here at 10 Pearl Street, as well as Crawford Park. There are several areas down on the first floor and the second floor and the exterior that needs attention, as well as Rytown Park that we need to take care of, and continuing and to repair and maintain the facilities and equipment. So far we're working well what we have, and we're always willing to get something new down the road if it's feasible for us and the taxpayers. For cost effectiveness. We've been also using the other towns and villages for shared service, for Village of Rybrook or the Village of Portchester. They've been kind enough to help us out. And Frank Arrigo, who is the park foreman for Rybrook's, been helping us out a great deal, and I want to thank him for that. Thank you, Frank.
Thank you, Mr. Arrigo, and thank you, Mr. DeLeo. Any questions from the board? Mr. DeLeo, the one thing we just clarify that obviously your team runs and operates Crawford Park.
Yes.
And obviously Rytown Park.
Yes.
As well. Great. Thanks very much. Thank you for all your presentation. Mr. Mecca? I just want to know this is John Goodwin on our computer here to put this presentation together with Mr. Burns and Trenzy's help.
Honorable Supervisor Carvin, members of the Town Council, Nicholas Mecca, 45 Alto Avenue, Portchester.
Actually, can we start with the goals and just a brief description of what your department does?
Okay, I think...
But just again, brief description of what your department does. Again,
okay, our main function of our department is to collect property taxes. That's our, not only to collect, but to turn over to the various entities in the town. Westchester County being one, where we pay the Westchester County tax plus the sewer and solid waste. We do collect the relatively small tax for the town of Rye. We also collect for the village of Portchester village tax. We collect the village of Rye Brook village tax, and we collect three main school districts: Blind Brook, Portchester, and Rhinebeck, small parcel of the Harrison school districts. And that's really is our main function. And we collect, and of course to supply financial information to all taxpayers. Any questions that they come into the office or on the phone or whatever, we endeavor to the best of our ability to fill their needs and answer their questions. Now, we have been doing, a rather extensive reprocessing method in the last 2 years, 3 years, changing the looks of the bills to more modernized and more meeting the requirements of the states and governments. And this is an ongoing thing. It's coming along very well. This past year was our first experience with lockboxing, which is a direct mailing where the money is posted to the town or village accounts, depending what the collection may be, immediately. Overnight it could be done. And we will continue along that for the second half payments, because that has not been done in the past. We have to upgrade our bills to put on the barcodes that we can read here in-house, and also to add the scan line that Lockbox can pick up. And we will go into contracting with what is a company called Munitrex, which works in conjunction with our software, our KVS software package, and this will enable the taxpayer to get online and actually see a copy of their tax bill and get the amount and can electronically process that payment.
Can they pay by credit card?
And that's the next stage of this. Probably by April, I think we might be up and running with the credit card
Wonderful.
payments.
So by 2010, we'll have achieved that objective.
I believe so, without
Beautiful.
barring any
Right.
problems. So far, so good.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Mecca.
Okay, as far as my budget, I think it's pretty lean. I don't see much that can be altered. We do cover. We run 55,000 notices a year just for the regular mailings, and of course all the delinquent notices, and now all the work we've done with in-rem collections or whatever. It's an extensive amount of processing that is required to complete this function. So basically, I think we operate pretty lean.
Wonderful. Yeah, you do it with 4 people, 3 people, and 2 part-time.
One part-time, yeah.
One part-time.
And we have one floater, my brother. He's a floater between both offices. So we have myself, my deputy, one full-time, and a part-timer.
Wonderful.
So, any questions?
Any questions from the board?
But he reduced his budget.
What's that?
He reduced his budget.
Yep. Good.
So, okay?
Thanks so much, Mr. Mecca.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.